Good evening, dear friends and family. It's good to meet you all once again. Now, before I go into chapter 12, which we are supposed to do today, there were some doubts raised, some questions asked, one of which is Nandi and Rishiba one and the same? No. Nandi is the gatekeeper of Kailash. In other words, he is like today's parlance, it would be like a personal assistant to Lord Shiva. Nothing can happen, no one can meet Lord Shiva without his approval. That is Nandi. That is why if you go to any Shivan temple, you will see Nandi Devan right in front. He blocks the way. That's why they put him right in front of the sanctum sanctorium, so that no one can go in. He will block you. In Tamil they will say, Nandi mari marchikittu irukkan அப்படினு சொல்லுவாங்க. Why? Because whoever blocks the way, they call them Nandi, as Nandi job is there. Now Rishiba is a white bull, a huge fellow, and he is Lord Shiva's vehicle. In the Hindu tradition, every god form has got a vehicle. Like for example, Saraswati, her vehicle is Hamsa, the white swan, and Murugan, you all know, the Mailvaganan. That's why we call Milo now, Mailvaganan. So Rishiba is the vehicle and Nandi is his gatekeeper. So we must get that correct. Now, we were talking about Lord Shiva's wedding to Parvati. It was one of the greatest events in the cosmos. All the gods, every single one of them, from the trilogy, the what you call the Trimurtis, Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma, and all the rest of the female gods and the demigods and the devas, munis, everybody congregated in the foothills of Himalaya, in Himavan's kingdom. And there is a very elaborate discussion of the wedding ceremonies and who did what and so on. Now when everything was on way, suddenly a very unexpected event took place. Because of the extreme weight, you're not talking about human weights alone, it's the weight, the spiritual weight of all those people who were gathered there. The northern part of India started sinking. If it sinks, doesn't matter, Shiva is there. But the southern part, from Kanyakumari onwards, started lifting up. Now this became a great calamity. Everybody was worried. People were running helter-skelter and screaming and all that. And all the sages started running towards Himalaya. They wanted to complain to Lord Shiva about this thing. And of course, Lord Shiva knew what was happening, and he told everybody, don't worry, nothing to worry, just get me. He called Nandi and told him, Nandi, go and get me the Agastya Mamuni. You all know he's one of the 7 rishis. He was there. He was already in with him, because remember I told you all yesterday that all the rishis were there. So obviously Agastya Mamuni was there, but Shiva wanted to see him and told Nandi, go and get him here. So Agastya Mamuni came, and very humbly, you all know, Agastya Mamuni is a very short person. He's not a tall, lanky person, very short guy. So he came and bowed to Lord Shiva and asked him, my Lord, what do you need of me? There are so many highly elevated souls here, but why are you calling me? And Lord Shiva told him, I have got something for you to do for me today. And of course, Agastya Muni said, it's my greatest boon to be of service to you. And he said, now you know what has happened just now. The south has come up and the north has gone down because of this imbalance in the earth. Now I want you to go down to South India, go to the Podigai hills. Podigai Malai. Podigai Malai is a very beautiful place. It's along the central range in India towards the end. So I told him, go and sit there. Sit there until I tell you to come back. So that will balance, and once the wedding is over, when everybody goes back, then you can come back. Agastya Mamuni told, this job that you have given me is the greatest boon anybody can get. With this, I have no more birth. I know that very well. But my Lord, just like everybody else, I too want to see your wedding. Came all the way because I wanted to be a witness of the wedding. Now you're asking me to go down south. I won't be able to see. Lord Shiva smiled at him and told, don't worry. You go there, you be there, and I will get you to come back to me. I will let you see the entire wedding. But don't laugh. This is like recording I'm doing now. But Lord Shiva didn't tell him I'm recording it in my handphone and show you. No. But you know the cosmic vision. I will show you the entire wedding. Not to worry. You go down. And of course, Agastya Mamuni went down south. I'm going to stop here for a short while. Many of you might be wondering, what is the significance of this tilting and getting Agastya Mamuni to come? My own personal analysis of this, because as I read through, I always analyze what is the significance. The significance here is that many of us, we don't know the Agastya Mamuni. With this incident, Lord Shiva wanted to show the world how important this little man Agastya Mamuni is. Now, those of you who are familiar with the Siddha Ayurveda medicine, is the father of Siddha medicine. You can go and research and see. He's the father of ancient Siddha medicine. In fact, they say he's the one, there are lots of evidence that he existed. And today also, the Siddha Vaidya people, the Siddha medicine people, they always refer to him, to refer to his works. He is the one who said that for every ailment, every sickness, every disease in the world, there are herbs. It's only we should take the trouble to find out and use them appropriately. And he's a very, very great personality. There is mention of him in all over the Vedic literature. Now, this Agastya Mamuni, you must also understand, is the uncle of Ravana in Ramayana. Ravana's uncle. Ravana's children are his nephews. And so that is Agastya Mamuni. We will see more of him later. So, in fact, Lord Shiva tells Nandi, the reason for all this is happening is I want the world to know what a great soul Agastya Mamuni is. Okay? So with that, he goes down. And I'm not going to go into the details of the wedding. It was a great wedding, and everything went on very, very well. Everybody, they were all blessed to be witnessing the wedding. So the next chapter, chapter 13, is Parvati Thirumanam, the wedding of Parvati. So as per tradition, all the Devis were there for the wedding, and Himavan and his wife, they got the daughter dressed as a wedding bride and brought her to the wedding hall. There was this special dais prepared for the wedding. It was decked with all the gems that one can imagine, beautifully decorated. Lord Shiva was seated there. They brought her, and then they went to Lord Shiva, got his blessing. They followed his feet, got his wedding blessings, and then after that they washed his feet. And that these are all parts of the the spiritual traditions, and they did everything. And then after that, they took the hand of their daughter and placed it in the hand of Lord Shiva, and they were wedded. Everybody, there was a lot of music and prayers, Hara Hara Mahadeva and all that. And after that, both the bride and groom were seated in the dais, and one by one, all the gods, including Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, they all went and blessed the newlyweds, and also took blessings from Lord Shiva. And everything ended very beautifully, very unforgettable event. And everybody went back, and Lord Shiva too went back to Kailash with his new bride. So, happy ending as far as the wedding is concerned. But where is Murugan? So they thought, okay, give Lord Shiva some time. As he promised, he will give us the, his son to protect us. But nothing happened, Absolutely nothing happened. Everything was quiet, and of course, the demons were free. They were destroying everything, and Surabatman was terrorizing the entire universe. So once again, all the munis, all the sages, sadhus, went back to Brahma. Somebody asked me this question: why is there not much of significance given to Brahma? Now, that is not true. Of course, there's only one temple, as far as I know, there's only one temple for Brahma. But that doesn't mean that it's not given importance. If you look at Kantha Puranam, Brahma seemed to be the most important person. Even Vishnu is not given that much of importance. Everybody goes to him. Even Vishnu goes to Brahma to consult on various matters. So once again, all these people ran to Brahma, including, of course, Indran was heading them and asked, what is happening? And he all said, if he gets married, then he will have a son and he will come and protect us. But nothing seemed to be happening. And because of all these, we sacrificed the poor fellow, Manmadan. Now, before I forget, I missed something out earlier. Manmadan's wife too came for the wedding, She went to Lord Shiva and asked him, my Lord, you promised me on your wedding day you will raise my husband from the ashes. But nothing seemed to have happened. She was very sad, she was very thin. So Lord Shiva told him, yes, I did promise you, but I am going to recreate him now. Unfortunately, only you can see him. The rest of us cannot see him. That's why they always say Manmadan is Mayan. That means he is invisible. But he said there will come a time he will be back to his normal form. But for now, he will do his job as the God of love and he will be visible to you. Please be happy with that. Don't ask anymore. When the time comes, I will recreate him for you. So, with all these people went back and they said, complained to Brahma, we sacrificed the poor fellow, Manmadan. Nothing has happened. Are we going to sacrifice another fellow? Brahma said, yeah, you're right. We need to inform the Lord of our problem. We need to send somebody to go and see him. Who else can we send? They all looked around. And Brahma said, we can send the god of wind, Vayu. And they summoned Vayu. Vayu came. He was crestfallen. He was very sad. He knew what was happening. So Brahma told him, I think you will have to represent all the munis and the sages. Go and talk to Lord Shiva and tell him to expedite things because this fellow is terrorizing the universe. Vayu said, please Lord, don't do this. We have already sacrificed Manmadan. I cannot lose my life for this. No, nothing doing. But everybody, they begged him and in fact, Brahma had to again, raise his voice and tell him, you have to go, there's no choice. So finally, Vayu went to Kailash and Nandi was waiting there. He went very quietly, he knew something horrible is going to happen. So he went, tiptoed and went in, and Nandi with a booming voice asked him, who is this fellow trespassing into Kailash? Who are you coming in without an appointment? And Vayu immediately, he fainted. Then they had to wake him up and then he told what was the purpose of his coming. Nandi said, no, you are not the right person. You are not going to see Lord Shiva because I cannot afford another incident like with Manmadan. No, you're going back. Send him back. He came back and told them, look, Nandi said, I can't see Lord Shiva. Then all the munis decided, whatever happens, let's all go. So they went, when they stood in front of Kailash and made all the prayers loud, the Rudrik prayers and everything, and then finally Lord Shiva called Nandi and told, let them come in. So they all came in. When they came in, they went to Lord Shiva and complained to him, Lord, what is happening? We have all almost given up. Surabatman is really beyond imagination. It's just destroying everything. Please do something. And then what happened was, uh, let me see. Okay, Lord Shiva, when they all went and as they were addressing Lord Shiva with their current situation, Lord Shiva said, uh, while they were all witnessing, Lord Shiva transformed and became the, well, normally they will say in all the other literature, if you read, they will say five-headed Shiva, Panchamuga Murti, five-headed, but actually 6 heads. The 5 heads are Isanam, Tatpurusham, Vamanam, Aghoram, Satyojadam. These are the 5 faces. But actually in this incident, he had 6 faces. The last one is called Adhomugam, which the 6th face is not visible to ordinary people. Those who are gathered there, only certain highly evolved, spiritually evolved people could see the 6 faces. And if you do research, you will find everywhere it's only mentioned, the Adhomugam is not mentioned. The 5 faces are mentioned. Now, as I mentioned, Lord Shiva took a Vishwaroopa in huge form with the 6 faces. As I said, the 6th face is only visible to the jnanis. Now, and he was like in a trance, and his third eye, Mukkan, third eye open, and from all the 6 faces, the Mukkan in all the 6 faces, huge sparks came out. They were all terrified. They don't know, where can you run from Kailash? There's no other place which is safe. They all ran, and then they came back, and Lord Shiva calmed down, and what he said was, these sparks that have come out, there were 6 sparks, they were like huge jewels. They were still burning, the sparks. So he told, he called Ganga Devi, and Vayu, the 2 of them, called Vayu, the god of wind, and Ganga. They called both of them and told them, take these 6 sparks. That's why I say 6 faces. The sparks from the 6 faces, take the sparks, take it with you, and bring it down to, there is this place in the south known as Saravana Poigai. Poigai means a pond, the Saravana pond. Go there and leave it there in the lotus flowers. You leave the sparks there. And he told, you will need great strength to carry these sparks, and I'll give you the strength. Now you go down and bring it down to the southern part of India. And both of them bowed at the Lord, and he said, your wish is our command. And the moment you reach the Saravana pond, these sparks will transform into my son. He will have 6 faces, Arumuga, and he will destroy Surapadma. That is my promise to all of you. Now go. So what happened? They took these sparks, they called Tipuri, took them. But the moment Ganga took the sparks, she started drying up because of the intense heat. She started drying up, but Lord Shiva gave his blessings and the heat reduced. They took they went and left it in the pond. Though the heat was so intense, but the pond did not dry up. So the sparks were there. The sparks started floating on the surface of the pond, surface of the water was floating. Eventually, they all came together as one and became a huge fire. And the brightness was so intense that you cannot look into it, that bright it was. And it became, here they say, Aruvamayum, Uruvamayum, Anadiyayum, Ondrayum, Palavayum, Parabrahmamayum, Nindra Jodi Prambo, or Aragiya Tiruvadiye Kondadu. He was Aruvam. Aruvam means the form that you cannot see. Uruvam is the form that you can see. And then the endless Parabrahman, and also looked like many, looked like one. Ondrayum, Palavayum. Now, they were trying to describe how Lord Muruga was coming together as a form. And with 6 faces and 12 hands, he blessed all those over there. And all the Munis, all the sages were there. They all followed his feet, Murugan's feet, and asked, "You are our savior. Please save us from this great calamity in the form of Surabatman that is destroying the world." And after that, Lord Murugan, for them, he gave the appearance of his real form. After that, he became a baby. And who was going to look after him as he grows up? Now, you must understand one thing, like Parvati was 5 years old when she got married to Lord Shiva. And here, Murugan, just born, how is he going to, how fast is he going to grow up? Now, the time in our world, the time in the spiritual world is very different. You will, later on, if I finish this by His grace, and if I can discuss with you all life after death, the dimensions in the other world. Now, this is not make-up stories. I have a book which I'm reading, I'm almost done, and makes a lot of sense. And there they say that the time difference is definitely there. It is not like what takes us many, many years. It's just a matter of a couple of seconds or minutes in the spiritual world. So that we must understand. So, Murugan is born. Now, the Kartigi Pengal, I'm sure you all would have heard of. That's why it's called Kartikeya. In Sarvanapurga, they were the Kartikeya Pengal. They were given the duty to bring him up. But how see, Murugan has got his own Tiruvilayadal like the father. Tiruvilayadal means the divine game. Lord Shiva is known for that. Now, Murugan also has got his divine games. If you all remember how he teased Avayar. So his Tiruvilayadal started even when he was a baby, because he gave a lot of enjoyable pranks on these ladies, these 6 Kartikeya Penkal, Kartikeya ladies who were going to bring him up, and he was an adorable child. That is why they always say, when they address Murugan, they will say Kumara, because you know why? He's ever young. Sundara is the epitome of beauty. So now, I'm finishing at chapter 14, the birth of Lord Muruga. We will continue if everything is okay tomorrow, otherwise the day after tomorrow. Good night. Vanakkam.